live from the National News Studio, Sri Lanka.
Bringing you the news from Sri Lanka and across the world, it's your national news broadcast on ChannelEye Rupavahini Corporation. I'm Siobhan Pereira.
I'm Delanjali Ananda, and these are your top stories for tonight.
A certified price per kilo of paddy has been announced. The cabinet spokesman says that the government will facilitate to investigate the killings that are undercover. A program to issue 4,000 passports a day. 3,500 nurses and 976 family health officers are to be recruited. Reverend Father Cyril Gamani requests Udayagammamppila not to disrupt the investigations on the Easter Sunday attacks. The Trump's proposal on Gaza has been internationally opposed. The final test of Dimuth Karunaratne will commence tomorrow.
First up in your local news, now the government has announced today that the certified price for a kilo of paddy purchased by the Paddy Marketing Board at the media briefing held today. And the Minister of Agriculture, K.D. Lalkantha, stated that a quality kilo of Nadu variety will be paid a price of 120 rupees.
A kilo of Samba variety is purchased at 125 rupees and Kiri Samba 132 rupees per kilo. Minister K.D. Lalkantha said that the Paddy Marketing Board decides the certified price considering the price of rice and the price of paddy harvest, calculating the relevant data in order to achieve justice for both the farmers and the consumers. Accordingly, Nadu variety is purchased at 120 rupees per kilo and the Samba variety is at 125 rupees. He said that a kilo of Kiri Samba will be purchased at 132 rupees. The minister requested the farmers to not sell their harvest lower than these prices. The Paddy Marketing Board purchases paddy at these certified prices. He added that, however, if any other party purchases at higher than these prices, it will not be a problem for the government. Farmers do not sell their harvest at lower prices. Deputy Minister Namal Karunaratne said he believes that a very fair price has been given to the farmers at present. We have implemented the certified prices, adding 30% of cost of the farmers per kilo of their paddy harvest. The National Farm Organizations Collective today expressed views regarding the certified prices. Representative of the National Farmer Organizations Collective said that all farmer organizations have agreed with these prices considering the rights of the consumer. Farmers also think of the rights of the consumers as well at this juncture. Meanwhile, a period of nearly 1 month is there to complete the harvesting of paddy in the Polonnaruwa district. The farmer organizations also expressed their views regarding the media report published that paddy harvest are not yet purchased in the district. Farmers in Polonnaruwa say that harvesting season in the district has not yet started. Some paddy lands in remote areas which have been cultivated under rainwater have been subjected to harvesting at present. There are about 40 days more to start harvesting at large scale. Therefore, the Paddy Marketing Board is ready to purchase the harvest without delay. The paddy storage facilities, which have been abandoned during the past period, have been renovated with the help of the public and the 3 armed forces and civil defense department, and all these premises are ready to purchase any amount of paddy harvest.
Cabinet spokesman Minister Dr. Nalinda Jayatissa says that facilities will be provided to investigate the assassination incidents that have been hidden under the carpet. Now, the government has no intention to hide such incidents. At the cabinet press briefing, the minister stated that the government will act according to the mandate given by the people. Cabinet spokesman Minister Dr. Nalinda Jayatissa said that it will take some time to study this matter and we will do justice by the citizens of this country. We will not dishonour the people's mandate. The comments came after the Attorney General's decision drew strong criticism from media and civil rights activists who alleged that it is an attempt to protect criminals. He said that the controversy arose after the Attorney General's department said that it would not proceed with legal action against the 3 suspects in the case. The minister, responding to concerns raised by journalists on similar incidents, said that delays in certain investigations are due to certain technical difficulties and not due to the government intervention. He added that Attorney General Parinda Ranasinghe informed the Director of Criminal Investigations Department that legal proceedings would not continue against 3 key suspects of the case. According to the letter, former Army Intelligence Officer Prem Ananda Udalagama, former Mount Lavinia Crimes OIC SI Thissa Sirisugata and former DIG Prasanna Nanayakkara could be released. In response to a question whether Minister Ananda Vijaypala holds the designation of the Chief of Presidential Task Force, Cabinet spokesman Minister Dr. Nalinda Jayatissa said that this appointment will only be made within the President's term of office and under the will of the President. It is not a position that belongs to the public service. He added that Minister Ananda Vijaypala is not paid by the government. Cabinet spokesman Minister Dr. Nalinda Jayatissa said that it is the present government that has decided to grant permission to import vehicles after 5 years. The government is now conducting economic reforms and has given certain permissions to import vehicles in comparison to the economic growth. He said that in importing vehicles, the government is very keen on the influence made to the foreign reserve of the country. Accordingly, vehicles in between the range of 1,000 to 1,200 million US dollars will be allowed to import. Cabinet spokesman Minister Nalinda Jayatissa has confirmed that vehicle permits will not be provided to members of Parliament under the incumbent government and that, however, there are plans to provide them with a vehicle to help carry out their duties. Responding to a question, he stated that our government will not issue vehicle permits to MPs. There is a plan for the government to provide a vehicle for MPs to carry out their duties. After their 5-year term ends, the vehicle must be returned. He further continued, there is no time now to build a pool of vehicles to provide non-super luxury vehicles. However, given the economic situation of the country, we have no intention of importing vehicles for MPs. Our priority is not vehicles for MPs. He further commented on the relaxing of a restriction imposed on vehicle imports, saying it is only after 5 years that our government has decided to grant some permission for the import of vehicles. We are now restructuring the economy. In line with that, we have granted limited permission for vehicle imports. He added that the government is cautiously allowing vehicle imports considering the potential impact it could pose on the country's foreign reserves. He also noted that vehicle imports cannot be completely opened at the outset. He also said that a debate is also taking place in Parliament regarding a Gazette notification related to this.
The Cabinet of Ministers has approved the proposal presented by His Excellency the President in his capacity as a Minister of Finance, Planning and Economic Development to sign the exchange papers with the Government of Japan and the amended agreement with the Japan International Cooperation Agency. According to the bipartial negotiations held with the Government of Japan, the Government of Sri Lanka should sign the exchange papers and amended agreement with the Japan International Cooperation Agency to complete the debt restructuring process with the Government of Japan after the conclusion of the debt restructuring discussions with the official creditor committee by the Sri Lankan government. The consent of the Attorney General has been received for the relevant documents that should be signed. The Cabinet of Ministers has approved the proposal presented by the Minister of Public Administration, Provincial Council and a local government to appoint a committee under the patronage of the Secretary to the Ministry of and comprising other relevant officers to obtain a report that includes the recommendations that should be made to the existing rules, regulations and procedures through obtaining ideas and proposals from the relevant officers and the public to provide an efficient and productive service to the public. The Cabinet of Ministers has approved the proposal presented by the Minister of Rural Development, Social Security and Community Empowerment to restructure the structure, scope and role of the Prosperity Development Bureau and name it the Rural Development Bureau, enabling it to be implemented with broad access for strengthening the rural economy through rural entrepreneurship and livelihood development, infrastructure development and capacity development in line with the national movement for alleviation of poverty that has been planned to implement in accordance with the A Prosperous Country, A Beautiful Life National Policy Manifesto. The Cabinet of Ministers granted approval to the resolution furnished by the Minister of Public Administration, Provincial Councils and Local Governments to revise subsection 8.5 of Chapter 12 of the Establishments Code so that if an officer who has reported for duties after a vacation spent offshores intends to take overseas leave once again in the same year, can obtain the remaining vacation leave entitled for the year the officer is taking leave. The Cabinet of Ministers approved the proposal furnished by the Minister of Public Security and Parliamentary Affairs to supply the additional staff required to eliminate the delay of issuing passports which prevails at present by engaging the officers served in that department and got retired on contract basis with the concurrence of the Public Service Commission, in addition to attaching the officers currently in government service with the consent of the Ministry of Public Administration, Provincial Councils and Local Governments. The Cabinet of Ministers has granted their concurrence to the joint proposal forwarded by the Ministers of Industries and Entrepreneurship Development as well as Plantation and Community Infrastructure Facilities to take measures to import a capacity equal to 200 million coconuts of coconut kernel, related products and dried coconut pieces with coconut husks for manufacturing coconut oil.
Prime Minister Dr. Harini Amarasuriya says that opportunity will be given to the public to apply money from the President's Fund through the divisional secretariats online. She made these remarks in response to a question raised in Parliament today. The Prime Minister told the Parliament that the government plans to simplify the application process for the President's Fund, allowing citizens to apply at the divisional secretariat level. She further said that the President's Fund is expanding its application acceptance service across all 341 divisional secretariat divisions, facilitating payments through divisional secretariat offices. She further said that the essential training for this purpose will be given to relevant officers to make them easy for handling the fund-related matters. Meanwhile, Parliamentarian Namal Rajapaksa questioned the matter of releasing red-flagged containers by the customs. Answering the question, Minister Sunil Handunnetti said that the issue was solved and it was confirmed by the relevant parties. He quoted several media statements issued by Customs Officers Union as well as the Director General of Customs. The Minister further said that the releasing of the containers was done according to the procedures followed since 2023. He further said that if anyone has a suspicion on the recently released containers, they can take the necessary legal action.
The Attorney General has informed the Supreme Court that the government has decided to add several new amendments to the Online Safety Bill. Solicitor General Viraj Dayaratna, on behalf of the Attorney General, informed this matter when 4 fundamental rights petitions were summoned before the Supreme Court today. These petitions have been filed stating that the way of passing the relevant bill is detrimental to the law. The petitions were summoned before the panel of judges including S. Thurayraja, Shiran Gunaratna, Achla Vengapalli and Mahinda Samyavardhana. At this moment, Solicitor General Viraj Dayaratna stated that a cabinet paper is scheduled to be presented to add several amendments to the Online Safety Bill. Attorney at Law Senani Dayaratna and President's Counsel Viran Korea, appearing for the petitioners, said that these petitions have been filed challenging the way of passing this bill. The petitioners accused that the then government did not take measures to include several recommendations made by the Supreme Court in passing this bill. Accordingly, the relevant bill has not legitimately been passed. Therefore, the petitioners say that a decision should be given that their basic human rights have been violated by this bill. Then the panel of judges pointed out that laws of the petitioners, since the government is taking action to add some amendments to this bill, it is appropriate to take actions regarding these petitions following the consideration of its future progress. Accordingly, the Supreme Court ordered to postpone the consideration of relevant petitions until the 23rd of June this year. Colombo High Court today issued summons to Parliamentarian Namal Rajapaksa to appear before courts on the 18th of this month. He has been summoned to the courts regarding an allegation of misappropriation of 70 million rupees obtained from the Krish company in guise of promoting rugby. After considering the indictment filed by the Attorney General, Colombo High Court Judge Manjula Tilakaratna issued the relevant summons.
A number of celebrations were organized in line with the 77th Independence Day that was held yesterday throughout the island. The Polonnaruwa district celebration was held at the district secretariat premises under the patronage of Deputy Minister T.B. Sarath. The Galle National Independence Day ceremony was held yesterday at the Hall de Galle under the patronage of Governor of the Southern Province Bandula Harishchandra. Deputy Minister Nalin Hevage and many others were present at this occasion. The Central Province Independence Day celebration was held at the Sivali Mahavidyalaya premises in Hindagala under the patronage of District Secretary Indika Udavatta. The Sabaragamuwa Provincial Independence Day celebration was held at the Ratnapura Municipal Council grounds yesterday. Minister Dr. Dhammika Patibandi graced the occasion as the chief guest. Provincial Governor Champa Janaki Rajaratna was also present at this occasion. The ceremony was adorned with numerous cultural items. The March of the Renaissance in line with Independence Day was held at the Salgadu grounds in Anuradhapura under the patronage of NPP parliamentarians. Police, civil organizations, Anuradhapura Municipal Council, Renaissance Sports Federation were also at the event. A special motorcade has been organized in Jaffna town to mark the National Independence Day. This motorcade, which had been organized by the United Youth Society, paraded the streets throughout the Jaffna town. It was visible that some people participated in this parade hosting the national flag. The New Aurelia District Independence Day celebration was held at the Victoria Park yesterday under the patronage of Parliamentarian Manjula Suravirarachi. The ceremony was colourful with many cultural items. A tree planting program has also been organised in line with this event. Another ceremony was held at the Mount Lavinia Beach Hotel yesterday. It has been organised under the supervision of the Chief Operational Officer Anuradeva Priya. All religious dignitaries, parliamentarians Saman Maligu Gunasinghe and a group of foreign tourists were also present at this occasion.
Parliamentary Vice Minister of Foreign Affairs of Japan, Akiko Ikuina, paid a courtesy call on Prime Minister Dr. Harini Amarasuriya at Temple Trees yesterday. The meeting reinforced the long-standing diplomatic relations between Sri Lanka and Japan, reaffirming Japan's continued commitment to supporting Sri Lanka's development and prosperity. During the discussion, Prime Minister Amarasuriya expressed appreciation for Japan's support throughout history, particularly in Sri Lanka's restructuring programs and efforts to address global and regional challenges. Vice Minister Ikuina reiterated Japan's commitment to assisting Sri Lanka in its development journey, particularly in the areas of education, economic growth and environmental sustainability. High Commissioner, United Nations Resident Coordinator to Sri Lanka, Marc-Andre Franche, paid a courtesy call on Prime Minister Dr. Harini Amarasuriya at Temple Trees yesterday. The meeting served as a platform to discuss Sri Lanka's development priorities.
Several countries congratulated Sri Lanka on the 77th independence anniversary yesterday, highlighting the cordial relations between Sri Lanka and the international community. Now, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and Cuba was also among those countries. The ambassador of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia to Sri Lanka, Khalid Hamoud Al-Khatani, expressed greetings and best wishes of the King and the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia on the occasion of the 77th Independence Day. The ambassador in his message said that the Saudi government extended wishes to the President, Prime Minister, the government and the friendly people of Sri Lanka, wishing further progress and prosperity. Cuba extended its congratulations to Sri Lanka on its 77th Independence Day yesterday. The President of Cuba, Miguel Diaz-Canel, and the government extended their greetings to Sri Lanka, which celebrated this year's independence under the theme of Let Us Unite for National Revival. Sri Lankan Embassy in Malaysia organized a special reception in Kuala Lumpur to mark the independence of Sri Lanka. Youth and Sports Minister of Malaysia, Hana Yu, and the Governor of Malacca State, Muhammad Ali Rostam, were chief guests at the event. The reception was held under the patronage of Acting High Commissioner of Sri Lanka to Malaysia, Muhammad Rizvi.
Why? we are going to let all that you have the time. Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations to Mr. Lauren. All right, those are the two tickets that we had to give.
Special.
Now, Health Minister Dr. Nalinda Jayatissa said that 3,500 nurses and 976 family health officers will be recruited within a period of 1 month. The minister made these remarks joining the adjournment debate in Parliament today. Parliamentarian Rohini Kaviratna said that there is a shortage of doctors and other health professionals in government hospitals. Health Minister Dr. Nalinda Jayatissa said that 3,500 nurses and 976 family health officers will be recruited within a period of 1 month. In addition, 110 pharmacists and 42 radiologists will also be recruited within the next 4 weeks. For the first time in history, the Medical Supplies Division has handed over a purchase order of 862 essential medicine, over 5,000 surgical equipment and other medical equipment required for the rest of the year to the State Pharmaceutical Corporation. He pointed out that a certain section wanted to create a false alarm within the society by creating a fair psychosis of scarcity of medicine in government hospitals. The Ministry of Health has implemented a special program to develop rural hospitals. Aim of this program is to ease the congestion at the outdoor patients department and clinics in the major hospitals. Director General of Health Services Dr. Asela Gunawardena says that accordingly, the rural hospitals will be developed by providing required human and physical resources. The government has taken measures to streamline the primary health service in the country by providing required facilities. The Director General of Health Services made these remarks following the progress review meetings held at several hospitals and district health services director offices in the Polonnaruwa and Anuradhapura districts. These services have been implemented under the project to maintain treatment services with higher facilities by developing the government hospital network in a more efficient manner. Another program is now underway to provide immediate solutions for the shortages prevailing in the government hospitals at district level. And we'll be back with international news after this break.
And we're back with your foreign news. Donald Trump stated that the US will take control of Gaza, resettle Palestinians elsewhere, and implement a redevelopment plan that could transform Gaza into the Riviera of the Middle East.
The authorities stated that Palestinians and Arab states reject President Donald Trump's Gaza takeover proposal.
The United States President Donald Trump made these comments after meeting with the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu at the White House yesterday. The United States President said that his administration would take responsibility for clearing destroyed buildings and defusing unexploded bombs and other weapons. He further added that the United States would create an economic development that will supply unlimited numbers of jobs and housing for the people of the area. The US President Donald Trump had previously stated that neighboring nations could take in displaced Palestinians from Gaza, a proposal that was rejected by Arab nations.
Now, the final test of former captain of the Sri Lanka Test cricket team, Dimuth Karunaratne, will commence tomorrow.
After the second test against Australia, he is scheduled to retire from international test cricket. The match will be played at the Galle International Cricket Stadium. The first test of the series was won by Australia in an innings and 242 runs. The 34 test matches have been played between the two teams so far. Out of them, Australia has won 21 matches and Sri Lanka 5 matches. 8 matches have ended up in a draw. The most successful opening batsman of the Sri Lanka Test cricket history, Dimuth Karunaratne, will play his 100th Test match tomorrow. He announced his retirement from Test cricket today after this match. He has scored 7,172 runs in the 99 tests played so far. He will be the 7th cricketer who appeared in 100 test matches for Sri Lanka. As a tribute to Dimuth Karunaratne, the Galle International Cricket Stadium has been decorated with his photographs. And that was a look at your news here at Sri Lanka Rupavahini Corporation. I've been Siobhan Pereira together with Dulanjali Ananda. Wish you a pleasant evening. Take care.